Hi everybody, it's Mr. E, and I'm going to talk about abortion. So, abortion. What a wonderful subject, right? Thanks, Alabama. Appreciate it. Thank you to the media as well for sprinkling some hype dust on this all weekend long. Really appreciated that. It's nothing like a dumpster fire for you to come by and spread some napalm all over the place to make it better. Thanks. So what do we got? Well, we're going to take a different approach to the abortion debate. Because, of course, this is the Monday Rant, and I'm me. So when it comes to subject matter like this, I really don't give a rat's ass what many people think. But I'm going to do a little bit of a nice rant for this, because I'm going to address abortion from my perspective and a few other perspectives. Number one, I'm not allowed to talk about abortion because of a man. Even if the pregnancy's not mine. Or is mine, I'm sorry. Is mine. Yeah, I'd like to call bullshit on that one. I would. And ladies, I know you would too, if the shoe was on the other foot. See, if you could get us pregnant, where we had to bear the babies, and you were responsible for it, ultimately, you'd be a little pissed off about the juxtaposition yourselves. So, that right there, that argument's just, it's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. If I helped you make the pregnancy, yeah, I should have a little bit of say in what's going on. You sneaking off, or going to the abortion clinic and having the baby and coming home and just treating it like no big deal. Hey, maybe I wanted the baby, maybe I was happy to have the baby. I know TV portrays every man as a selfish lout who hates children and doesn't want to have any until the absolute moment of being gunpoint, forced to do so. I know that portrayal is out there. Doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, but I know it's out there, and it's kind of the prevailing wisdom of the whole shit. But yeah, it's not necessary. So, and men do have emotions. They do. And they love their kids. They do. So the idea of a child being aborted behind our back doesn't really sit well. And again, if this were reversed, I seriously doubt, ladies, that you, if in our position, would be willing to shut up and be told to shut up and be willing to accept being told to shut up about this issue. So, yeah. Opinions are opinions, and people are allowed to have them, whether you want to hear them or not. Number two. At what point is that fetus in you a baby, and when can it be aborted, and when can it not? The cutoff date. Because I would think that a lot of you would agree that there should be kind of a limit to when you can it out. Because, let's face it, there are abortionists that believe you, at the point of birth, literally, can kill the baby, throw it off to the side of the road, or throw it off into the medical waste dispensary, and that's it. It's over. It's cool. Here's an even better one. You can find people, feminists, abortion activists, who say that you should be able to abort the baby after after it's out of the womb, after it's out into the open, and up until the point where it reaches sentience. Think about that for a second. That could be 3, 4, 5 years old. And there are abortion activists who actually advocate for that, saying that it's a mother's right. Yeah, so there should be a compromise, and the hardcore Christians or religious zealots or whomever, whatever group they belong to, that say that the moment that egg gets fertilized, that it's off limits, and it doesn't matter if it happened with rape, it doesn't matter that it happened with incest, it doesn't matter that it may kill the mother. All that matters is that baby has to come out regardless, and it has to come out hopefully alive. Yeah, I don't agree with them either, because as much as I would support their position if humanity was perfect and we didn't make mistakes, but unfortunately, especially in this day and age, mistakes are happening aplenty, and I'd rather treat the symptom, I'd rather treat the problem than the symptom. And abortion is a symptom of a society whose priorities and standards and integrity are way out of whack and need to get corrected. And until we correct the underlying reasons why abortion exists, which is a lack of responsibility, a lack of quality decision making, and just overall decency and integrity for the consequences of your actions. Yeah. You know. Oh, God, abortion. I fucking hate this subject. Ugh. But yeah, compromise. Cut it off at 3-4 months. I mean, that should be a good medium middle ground. Pregnancy is 9 months, right? Give or take a few weeks, a week or two maybe. So why not cut it at the halfway point, say 4 months, and it's like, okay, that's it, we're done. It's a baby, it's going to come out as a baby. You had plenty of opportunity. The baby has rights at this point too, so let's do it. Because again, there should be a limit. And yes, ladies, I understand. Well, it's our body, it's our choice. And it's like, well, this brings me to point number 3. Why is it abortion that this one mantra always seems to come up? I don't hear it for prostitution. I don't hear it for drug use. I don't hear it for a lot of other things besides abortion. And truth be told, abortion is not, except in very slim, minute circumstances, abortion is not a health care decision. It is an elective procedure to remove a non-viable to semi-viable to baby from your uterus, so that way the economic consequences and life consequences of having a baby aren't felt. It's an elective procedure. Except in very minor circumstances, it's not. And rape, incest, yeah, we agree. That's abortion, yeah, go for it. No problems there. But, again, my body, my choice doesn't apply to anything except abortion, it seems, and only for women in that instance. And if you make the choice of having that baby, it is no longer your responsibility. It's now everybody's responsibility. If you're on welfare, it's the state responsibility to take care of you and your kid. If you are divorced or you didn't get married and you popped out a baby with a guy and you're not with him anymore, that it's his responsibility as well. So kind of goes back to number one. He's not allowed to say anything about the pregnancy, even though you're going to stick him with the bill if you decide to have it. But he's not allowed to say anything about the abortion. So it's one of those things where, from a man's perspective, from a male's perspective, it's hypocritical nonsense to say that we're not allowed to have a voice. It's selfishness as well, because there's an element of criticism there that doesn't want to be heard for making a bad choice, or making a good choice that you want to turn into a bad choice. I mean, who knows? But abortion is a shitty subject, and we need to be able to talk about it. And if we don't talk about it, if we don't have a polite conversation, if we can't actually discuss things with one another openly and intelligently without calling each other really messed up names, or just telling somebody that they're not allowed to say anything because they've got the wrong equipment between their legs, that's pretty sexist. But it's also ridiculous, because if it's a one-sided conversation with consequences that literally are one-sided as well, you're creating an opposing force where there is none needed, essentially. You've turned a willing ally into an opponent with that kind of attitude. So if you want honest, intelligent conversation about the subject of abortion, more than happy to have it. But if you're going to tell somebody to shut the fuck up because they're a man and they don't understand, or they don't have any concept, or they don't have any right to say anything, just be known that you just told him that his opinion is less than zero to you, and he has no way of having it open and